Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Dumb Animals with Gator and Rum.
Hello. Hey, Rum.
Hey, how's it going?
It is great seeing you for the first time in the. Why am I even doing
In the
this?
past 20 minutes, yes,
Why
it's
am I even
it's the
doing
very
this?
first time.
We're having some technical difficulties. First of all, I can't wear my trademark hat. Gator's got does not have his normal hat because I had to put headphones on because our sound quality was not great last time because I used uh, and the rum guy is drinking rum, living up to his name. Um, but yeah, and then we tried to use Google, and Google was way cooler, but I didn't
So
like
much cooler.
I didn't like some of the things. Anyway, no one wants to hear this. Why am I telling people this? But so we're live. We're the dumb animals.
Yes, we are. And we are here to talk about the dumbest animal in the world.
Human
Us.
beings. Um,
Us.
so the last episode was sort of an intro episode where we talked about our books, and we will always mention Justin is an author who wrote a book called The Estate of Awakening, which I'm assuming he has between his legs right now because you seemed like you were. Oh, okay. You look like you were like holding something, like about to pull it up, and
No, but that's not what I was, it's different thing.
I wrote two books. One is called Earning My Ears: My Adventures in the Disney College Program, which is an autobiographical tale of me in Walt Disney World, and another book called Lies We Tell Ourselves, which is a anthology of short stories. An anthology. I'm an author. I should say things properly. Um, but that's we're getting into the swing of things now. We're gonna tell.
Hmm.
We both chose a couple of silly stories about dumb human beings to talk about here. I did want to share something though, something personal for a second, and
What's that?
because every show Rome has to have the witty dialogue where we talk about ourselves and
Sure.
our lives. But so Valentine's Day just passed, and and I'm a little bit down, as you know. I've had some woes recently, and I went and got the mail on Friday, and there was a package from the Shepiks. That would be you and the rum wife. And
Yes.
so I went on Instagram because I've been posting a lot of Instagram stories lately, even though I'm a 45-year-old man. And, I I basically posted a picture of the card, and where's the card? I don't have it on me. I should have had it ready to show. But anyway, the card, which was a Valentine's Day squirrel, I think, or a Valentine's Day hamster. I think it was a hamster,
I think it was a hamster.
and some chocolates which were very good, and I should not have eaten them, but I did. And so I posted a picture of it, and I was like, "Thanks to your wife is Mystic Gypsy Arts, I believe,
Yes.
on Instagram, for the very sweet Valentine's Day card." And then I realized I was like, "Oh, I didn't mention Justin," so I so basically, and I'll skip the rigmarole, but I did not thank you in the initial post, and there's a reason for it. Because when I saw the Valentine's Day hamster and the chocolates, I was like, "Oh, this is an Amy gift. Like it's ostensibly from both of you. I'm
It
sure that was
is.
the intent. This is an Amy gift because a Justin gift, a rum guy gift, because you're the rum guy and I'm Gator, um, is always a little more
Personal.
personal, fantastical. I don't have it next to me. I wish I did. So what I did was I showed on Instagram like what a rum guy gift looks like, and it's a blanket with a giant picture of your face. Um, and it's not the first thing that you've sent me with your face on it.
Do you remember the t-shirts?
You never sent me one of the T-shirts.
I How
I
did I never
have.
send you a t-shirt?
Maybe it was before my time,
Maybe.
but it's not the so the other thing that I have from you, and wait, but let me. I did text you. So my ex squirrels, I used to call her squirrels, because I didn't like talking about her in public, for various reasons. Texted you. I was like, just so you know, uh, we legit had sex with you. It was
Yeah.
a cold night, and we covered ourselves with the one of the blankets that we covered ourselves with was you. So
My image has been in that situation more than once, so it's fine. It's fine.
if it
It's
helps,
absolutely
if
fine.
it helps, she was thinking about you during the whole thing as well. Um,
Sure, sure.
but um, but no, the other thing I have is, and it's currently literally hanging 2 feet, 3 feet away from my bed.
That's
You
funny.
you have a picture of you, and there's some quote. I don't even remember what it says, but I never stuck it in the closet. I just but yeah, it always hangs not too far from my
I
my
I
heart.
really thought I got you one of the T-shirts back in the day.
I would love a. We you know what we should do? Have you ever seen the meme of Ryan Gosling has walking around with a T-shirt with a picture of Macaulay Culkin. So Macaulay Culkin screen captured that and made a T-shirt of Ryan Gosling wearing but, and it becomes the mirror thing because they kept taking pictures each with another like in picture like a Russian nesting doll thing.
That's funny.
We should do that. That would be fun.
I just
Um,
remember I had one. It was me in front of a rose bush holding a shotgun and a teddy bear, and it just said "street."
I'd
Yeah.
100% wear that.
One of
I'm
the other ones.
I'm
I,
sorry. Go
I
ahead.
can't remember. I don't know who got these T-shirts. Uh, one was me with my head on a pillow, holding a cigarette and holding a bottle of wine, saying like "Sweet Dreams" or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
I should get one for you. There's a picture of me when it was the second time that Wayne and I went out to Savannah to see you and Amy. And there's a picture that I took in front of on Tybee Beach. Um,
Yes,
and it's a picture of me like trying to look mockingly like a badass. Um, not it's not hard because Gator is a badass, but and
Gator is a
it said
badass.
something like cuddle with danger.
I think I vaguely remember that.
But I should get you one of those. But
That's
and then, look, that's we're the kind of people that we just will do anything for a bit. Um,
and that's what makes us the fun part of the stupid animals.
yes, and it's also why we get along so well. Like I was just telling you off air, I was just like, your poor wife, you're just insufferable, and but the thing is, like you found a woman who's like, okay, I can deal with this most of the time.
Yeah.
I am just as insufferable as you are. You've heard some of my stories, and there
Well,
there's
I
some
mean,
reason I'm single.
where's your game? I mean, where do you play game? I mean, where do you try to pick the chicks up at?
I don't know where to like. That's like it's
I
it's
mean,
funny.
some people say you go to church. Some people say, I mean, the worst place to find somebody to be interested in is a bar. Never go to a bar. That never works.
It's not the
When I
worst.
when
It's
I
not the worst.
yeah,
The thing is, like, the way people react, like interact these days has changed, especially now with social media.
it has.
People don't even interact anymore, and so like somebody's like, oh well, what if you're at a grocery store or at a gas station? I'm like, if I'm a single woman at a gas station and some rando like walks up to me, I'm like, I women tend to overstate like, oh, I always have to be wary of a man attacking me, but that's nonsense. But yeah, if you're alone at a gas station, the guy walks up to you,
I can see that.
because like our grandparents used to do stuff like that.
But I mean, what if it's more visual? You don't have to say anything. Just play the angle, play the look. It's all about a look. Like you're like, you could be like going, that sort of shit or
That was the creepiest wink I've ever seen. That was a Biden wink. I don't know, man. I have a feeling though that Gators getting lucky this year. I have a feeling.
Oh, good,
Um,
good.
but that's not what
You
we're
know,
here to talk about.
yeah,
Sorry,
I
go
was gonna
ahead.
say, you were saying earlier today you had a couple stories that you were
Right,
looking up
right. No,
today.
we're so this show is going to be us. We're going to talk about our books occasionally. We got to plug our books, but we're
Sure.
here to talk about funny stories we found on the internet. And
Some of them are funny. Some of them may be tragic.
sure, sure. If do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
No, please go first because I'd rather you set the mood because I could
So
probably bring this down in a
I'll
heartbeat.
I'll go I'll go with the one that's less funny than it is. Just again, these are supposed to be stupid people stories. So
Sure.
I'm gonna find a lot of these on Reddit because I'm for whatever reason I'm obsessed with Reddit for the last year, um, and it's very rarely heartwarming. It's usually really like just makes you want to hate people. But I saw a story the other day because and this isn't a political show. We're never gonna like talk about what Doge did, and I love Doge, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Um, but obviously, we had an election in November, and a certain person won, and people are losing their fucking minds.
They
And
are.
so I saw this post, and it was this guy saying, the guy was basically saying he and his wife are pretty well off, like not necessarily rich, but upper middle class. Like probably
Okay.
probably make around 100 grand each. And but they're worried because Orange Man bad and Orange Man in charge. So
That
they've,
took me a second. I had to figure out who Orange Man was. Okay.
as you should. It really is like a ridiculous thing at this point. And I don't think he even tans as much as he used to, but
No.
um, but whatever. But the guy was like, so my wife and I are making arrangements for us to move to Europe. And it's like, okay, that's stupid, but do whatever, hey man, whatever makes you happy. But then he goes like, my parents are in their 80s, and when I told them I was leaving, my mother said, "But what if something happens and we need you?" And his response was, "Why don't you call the Orange Man in your White House?" I guess is
What a horrible person he is.
exactly. Rom, my mom and I don't agree on everything, but
Sure. I mean that's going to happen.
do you know how many people my mother would have to physically murder for me to turn on her? Like my mom would
Oh,
ha-
I,
my mom would have to burn down an orphanage. And even then, I'd probably be like, I mean,
what was the reason?
how many kids died? Like is it
Yeah.
like
Is it a
3?
numbers game at that point?
Yeah,
Do you play the number?
like I mean, that's like 3 kids. Like I mean, she gave birth to me. What do you want? Like what kind of person, like, would, and you and your parents are currently, we're not going to get too much into that, but
Sure.
they have certain ailments that you are
Well,
doing everything in your
I'm
power to tend to.
sure. I mean, they're older. I mean, my mom's in her 80s, my dad's in his 80s. He has Alzheimer's. She's in her 80s. I mean, that's all, if you're there, if you're not there, you will know.
Right.
It doesn't escape anybody. It's going to happen one way or another. But uh, to be that dismissive to my parent would be, I mean, I would have had to have hated them for a very long time to be that dismissive. They would have had to have hurt me beyond belief to be that dismissive. And that's just, but because of that reason of the Orange Man, I mean, that's freaking ridiculous.
A lot of people are doing it though. There are a lot of people, and this has been going on for quite a while, and it's before Trump got elected. Honestly, there's a lot of people who are just like, at Thanksgiving, give your family no peace, and it's just like, hey man, I'm just here to eat turkey. I don't really care, and I have friends that voted differently than me, and and I was, like I've had discussions from just like, hey man, I don't care. Like I don't like you did what you thought was best. I did what I thought was best, and because that's what we're all doing. Nobody's a genius. Nobody's like got it all figured out.
I look at an election. This is a very naive way of thinking, and I apologize for those who take it way more seriously than I do. But I look at the election like the Super Bowl. Everybody was for their team before it happened.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Your team didn't win. do you hate the world because of it? Or do you just wait for the next time around when the Super Bowl comes around? And then you can't hold on to things like that. It makes no sense. You
But
can't break up families. You can't leave the country. I mean, you can, but that is the worst reason in the world. It's like, oh my God, the Phillies won. I'm out of here. What, idiot?
but
If that's your whole life, you really need to move on. There isn't a person that's ever been in office that has done everything they said they were going to be able to do. It's all campaign and rhetoric. It's to get the vote. It's not up to one person to fulfill those promises. You don't like somebody, change it 4 years. That's just what we have. That's just how it works. I mean, I don't like a lot of things in this world, but am I leaving? No. No, there's too much history with me here. I can't go anywhere now. Unless I'm going on vacation with Adam. Other than that,
hey,
you know.
hey, I don't respond to my slave name.
But
I did that actually in public. My boss called me Adam, and I was like, Gator don't respond to his slave name. He was so mad. He was so mad.
on that note, did I ever tell you when I took Amy the last time I took her to a German restaurant?
No.
We're sitting in the German restaurant. It was me and her mother and her, and we're sitting there. And it's very German. If you've ever been into a German restaurant, it has little tchotchkes everywhere and lots of wood, and there's beer and bratwurst, and it's a whole German experience,
It's
right?
very festive.
Very festive. It's Oktoberfest every day in a German restaurant. And we were probably, at least Amy and I, were probably the youngest people in this entire establishment. And I'm sitting there, and I've gone to Peruvian restaurants, Puerto Rican restaurants, Mexican restaurants, Guatemalan restaurants. I've been everywhere food-wise with her. And every once in a rare occasion, I get to go to a German restaurant. And it was dead quiet. It was in between the songs the accordion player was playing. The Oompa Loompa band stopped. At that moment, I looked at her without even thinking, and I said, "You're among my people." And she lost it. And the waitress was standing right above her, and she lost it. She goes, "You're so tan. That's what he means." It was very funny because she's very dark. So it was very funny. I liked the slave name thing. Was funny.
I forgot that I even said that at this point. That's one thing that you are very good at. Like when you take somebody on a story, it is a talent. When you take somebody on a story, they're in. They're just like, wait, where is this going? And then when it ends, you go like, oh.
It came
okay.
back.
Okay.
Full circle.
All right. Yeah.
It's more pear-shaped, but yeah.
But so what's your first stupid human trick?
Well, stupid human story. Well, it started with a fact I learned today, which I didn't realize this should not even be a statistic.
Mm-hmm.
A statistic. They've done a study on this, and there's numbers and math involved, and people are like, "Wow, I didn't know," But apparently, in the wintertime, there is a increase in child deaths due to parents leaving their children on top of the roof of their car after brushing the snow off and then driving away like a hot cup of coffee you got from Dunkin'. I was mortified and amazed at the same time. I'm like, well, how many deaths this year happened because of that? And it's only, since December. I'm going by December of 2020, this past Christmas, right? In the United States, 36 children have died because their parents have driven off with them on the roof of their car. That's stupid human. That's a dumb animal.
I'm confused by there's an increase in it.
There's an increase. It's growing.
Like I
think people are doing this. They're going, I got to get to work, hon. I can't do this right now. I've got the kids. I've got to put my coffee in here. Let me grab my tablet. I got to get that in here. The snow's coming off the car. It's like, all right, hold on. Let me make sure the back seat's clear. Close the door. Get in. Still FaceTiming. Back up. Drive away. Kid screaming. Falls off the back when they pull away and die. That's horrible. That's just horrible. But that was the first. That's the reason I was like, you start with something happy because everything I've got's bad.
Oh,
I've got bad
I guess
shit.
I should have went with the second one first then. Uh, wow, that's
Did you know that was a thing though?
no, no. I mean, people forget things on their top of their car all the time. I'm sure I've done it, but it's another thing. Like, it's your child. Like, first of all, there's no situation where your child, because I'm assuming this is a baby in a cradle, a
Yeah,
car seat.
like in the thing. Yeah, you stick it on
Right.
top of the car.
There's no situation where that should be on top of the car. I don't care if you're dusting ice off of it or what. The first thing you should
Well,
do is
here's
put
the
the.
thing. This has just been since December. Apparently, this is a year-long thing. Up to this point, 36 children just this year.
Oh, okay.
Just this year, as of now. Now, picture it's July, it's hot, the roof of your car is hot. Let me just throw the baby on the roof while I get everything else situated in my junky ass car because I got
That's
too much shit in here, living like a hobo.
but that's the thing is like
Because they're so
you.
distracted. They can't focus on anything else than this right now, whatever's in their face. World has blinders on and apparently a visor because they can't see above this point either.
Sure, but again, there's no situation where you should put the baby on top of the car.
Oh, I'm all for putting babies on top of cars. That's fine. Just remember to put them
that's
back in the car.
that's a T-shirt. I'm all for putting babies on top of cars. Um, no, my nephew for a very long time, I would go pick him up from his nursery. He's
Sure.
his Down syndrome, and he would go to a special needs school. And I mean, I priority was just getting him in the car, regardless of what else was going on. Get him in the car, get him,
Right.
make sure he's good, make sure he's buckled in tight. Be extra careful. And granted, it's not my kid, so it just sort of ups the like, like
Responsibility.
when you're walking around with somebody's favorite piece of china or something like that. I don't know.
That's what I do. I just carry boxes of china with me that people love, but I can relate.
It's little Joni Lowers. That was a stretch. That was a real stretch. But I don't know. I'm just fascinated. Like, why would you put the baby on top of the car? Like, it's not like I put things on top of cars.
I have seen that more times. Now, when with when we had the coffee shop, used to look out the window and people put their kids on the car, put their cups in the car, put all their beach shit back in, their purse, the buggy, the whatever they wheel the baby around in, and that baby's sitting on the car. I've never, well, I can't say that. One time I did see, but I had to run out and let the lady know the baby was still on top of the car. I think people are just so overwhelmed and distracted at some point in time. Their lives are crazy. They can't. I mean, we're not. We know the term multitask, but we don't know how to multifocus anymore. I think that's a thing. We get focused on this, and we're thinking ahead so far that we don't. Not all of us. Please don't get me wrong. Not all of us. I'm not saying that these people are just evil people. I'm just saying it can be a dumb thing to do to put a baby on top of any car on the hood. You don't want them on the hood either. First thing you should do is stop everything, grab the baby, put them in the car, not on the car. Put your
We
purse
should
on the ground.
we should make commercials.
I mean, this is a PSA right here.
I'm
I
stuck
mean,
on. You actually saved a baby from this happening.
I did. I was doing lattes and everything, and I looked out the window, and the lady had just closed her door, and the baby. I saw the side profile of the carrier, the baby carrier thing, and I ran outside. And I mean, I ran outside. Like
And
I
you
had
were
to come
like,
out of the
"Hey,
kitchen.
hey!"
I had to leave a room, basically make a squared off U-turn to get out a back door to go outside into the parking lot. Thank God she hadn't moved yet. And I said, ma'am. And she put the window down and was like, did I forget to pay? I said, no, baby, your child's on the roof. oh my God. And she was like, don't tell my husband. I don't know the woman. I don't know what to tell her husband. But she said, and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She's very, and she's crying at this point because I think the realization of what she was about ready to do hit her.
I
I mean,
like
that could have been a horrible day.
yeah, it would have been a pretty bad day. I'm a little stuck on the don't tell my husband. It was her first, like not oh my
Well,
God, I can't believe I just did that, but like, oh man, if he ever finds out, I'll never hear the end of this.
well, that's probably what it would have been. But I mean, can you imagine? And our parking lot was gravel.
Yeah.
So baby on top of I think it was like a Nissan Rogue SUV, and it's not like it's boxy flat and a level surface. You back up, and then all I could think of is she's going to back up too quick. The baby's going to roll down the front windshield, and then roll off the front over the bumper, and land on the ground, dead, bruised, or worse. Well, I don't know if there could be worse, but I mean that's pretty bad. But
So the baby was gonna have a pratfall onto the pavement.
I mean,
Uh,
it's baby Chevy Chase. It's
all right, we
it
should
would it would have been bad.
let's get off of dead babies. Uh,
The dumb animals are not pro dead baby, by the way. Just to let you know.
we're pro babies on roofs, but
Mm,
not dead babies on roofs. Um,
yeah, we don't want anything to do with that.
is the plural of roof roofs?
Roofs.
Roofs.
I know it's toi in French.
Hey, we don't use that language in front of women. Um, so my other story, and it's not much of a story, but like I was watching I watch a lot of Instagram reels, not wheels. There's not Instagram wheels. Um,
The
but I watch a lot of Instagram reels, and there was one of this woman. It looked like she was probably like 20, 29, 30. Just my type. That's a joke that Rum has a little insight on. Um, but she made an Instagram reel where she was essentially rewriting the song "What's Up" by 4 9 Blondes. Hey, hey, I can't sing. Hey,
really
hey,
good
hey,
because that was pretty. You
what's
kind of
going
nailed that.
on?
My God, that's your new karaoke song, bro.
I'll do it. Next time we hang out, I'll do it. Uh, but she rewrote the song, the lyrics, to talk about her job, and she was saying, "I'm gonna do it."
Do it.
I don't know if I can. I can't stop. When I wake at 7 a.m. All right, I can't do it. So basically, the song is like when I wake up at 7 a.m. to go to my soul crushing job, and like it just goes on from there. And immediately, my thought was like, "Bitch, are you complaining about waking up at 7 a.m. to go to work? At 7 a.m. Bitch. First of all, when I was younger than you, when I started my first job at 15, I would get up at 6 a.m. every day to help my mom get my brother, who wouldn't get out of bed, get him ready. Okay, we used to have to wake this motherfucker 3 times a day.
Oh yeah.
Okay, wake him up. Like, she would wake me up. Well, it was twice technically. She would wake me up. I would start getting ready. I give him like a half an hour. Go wake him up. Say, Aaron, get up. He would go back to sleep. No, it was 3 times. So then give him another 20 minutes. Go shake him. Aaron, get up. He would go like lay down. So I would usually at some point go get a hot towel. Just get the towel and get it really hot with
Was
water.
it for you or for him?
No, it was him. I would put it directly on his face, and that would wake his
So
ass up.
so basically, to wake him up, you had to give him a spa day.
I, I thought it was more like waterboarding in my opinion, but yeah, it's the same thing. You just pay for one. But so I would get up at 6 a.m., help my mom, go to school, try to take a nap on the bus at some point, go home, do my
Sure.
homework, watch my brother for however long. Somebody would pick me up. I would go to my part-time job, which was usually ended like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and that was 15, 16 years old. I'm in my 40s. I wake up at 4 a.m. every day. And I know you and Amy, when y'all were doing the coffee shop, we get up at what, 3 in the morning
Yeah,
every day?
well, we were there at 3 a.m.
So you were up before that. You didn't complain. You did that 7 days a week. You didn't complain.
Nope.
These fucking soft ass kids, these little bitch ass soft. I don't care if you're a woman, you're a bitch. Soft ass kids. Well, I gotta wake up at 7 a.m. to go to my job, and then some fucker. And this is, yeah, I hate this shit. Some fucker was like, because other people were saying, like, you're complaining about getting up at 7 a.m. to go to work for 9 a.m. I would love to have a job where I didn't have to go till 10 a.m. I would fucking love that shit. But this guy was saying, like, oh, all y'all are bragging about being up early when you're really just victims of capitalism. Shut the fuck up, okay? If you the fucking commies, this isn't political, this is just common sense. Fucking commies want to sit there on fucking Facebook and Instagram complaining about late stage capitalism, man, on your fucking iPhones and your Androids on Instagram. Things that would not exist without capitalism. Fuck you, fuck your mother, fuck your daddy, and fuck that bitch that gets up at 7 a.m.
I think people get a little confused when it comes to how adulting works. Nobody wants to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to be an adult. We had better fun when we were younger.
Yeah.
Nobody goes and goes, oh my God, I can't. They go, I can't wait till I'm older at certain points of their lives. Like, oh, I can't wait till I'm 21, or I can't wait till I'm 16 or 18. But no one goes, God, I can't wait to be an adult where I can pay bills and taxes and work my ass off for nothing. Sounds great. And provide for an ungrateful child. Nobody says that. But the easiest way to overcome it is to embrace it. So if you know the best part of your day is going to be early in the morning, it's always going to be early in the morning. Why? Because there's less bullshit to deal with early in the morning. So all you have to do, this is it. This is the secret to adulting. Don't stay up late. That's it. That's it. Go to bed when you're tired and don't stay up late. You had a lifetime prior to this where you could stay up until like, I stayed up until 3 o'clock in the morning and got up, had a latte, and then I went to bed. Whatever, fucking Starbucks nut. Doesn't matter. Just kind of ease yourself into adulting the best way there is out there and go to bed early. Doesn't mean don't have fun. We all like to have fun, but we like to have fun on our time now, not on everybody else's time. When you're younger, you're having fun. It's like your brother's like, dude, we're having a party. You got to get here. It's like, cool. That's fine when you're 18, 22, in college, whatever. That's fine. You still have to get up and get classes. That's the beginning of adulting. But right now, you pick your days. It was like, well, I'm off Tuesday and Thursday. I can be an ass for Tuesday and Thursday. I'll just get wrecked or go to a party or try to be a responsible, fun adult, whatever. But you can still make it on your time instead of everybody dictating the time where you have to be. So learn to adult, go to bed early, shut the fuck up, stop complaining. It's called living. There it is.
This has been Life Lessons with the Rum Guy.
Yes, it is.
Although I have to disagree with you. I think you and I have a lot more fun as we're older.
I don't think there's a reason why you can't have fun when you're older.
No,
I think what's great.
I think we have more fun now than because you grew up on a farm. So
I did.
It probably wasn't that fun.
I had to make my own fun. So my fun was a lot different than your fun. My fun was probably a lot different than your fun. No, it was weirder.
Okay. I think we're going to end this show now.
No, it's a different, but I think as the older you get, you appreciate it's not about quantity of days you have fun or do what you want to do. It's quality. To me, going out with friends, having a great time, whether it be a dinner, a trip, whatever, planning something special, doing that type of thing, that's fun. The impromptu, anything impromptu you did when you're younger always ends with a story of something bad happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I slept with her. I didn't want to do that. Or, oh, I was so trashed, or my car is all fucked up, or I got fired from that job. It never ends well. But as an adult, you've learned from all that. So you can go, cool. Yeah, I'm still fun, but I'm fun on my terms without the regret. Because I've had enough of that. God knows I've had enough regret. I've partied more than I no
Set,
fucking rock stars should have partied like me.
you've set a few people on fire.
I did. I
We
killed a cow.
okay. We're gonna. I don't need PETA. Sending naked celebrities into my. Actually, that's not terrible. But so your last story. Let's move on to that.
Oh God. My it wasn't that great. Honestly, we know that summertime's coming along, and I live in an area on the coast of North Carolina where there's a lot of tourism.
Mm-hmm.
We get a lot of influx of people. People are going to start getting out of school for summertime or spring break. Really, right now it's spring break that we're kind of dreading right now because college kids don't have a filter. Again, they're not understanding how to have real fun anymore. But uh, apparently, uh, young women, the I don't know how to put it to be sensitive. Um,
Whores.
the social media culture has become very forward, and which has confused a lot of the male college demographic on how to approach women. This is kind of going back to something we had talked about earlier. So the amount of drunken, uh,
Fornication.
there you go. That's the word.
One of my
Uh,
favorite lascivious terms about sexuality.
it
Fornication.
it goes up, especially in around spring break and in the summertime. But which
I need
tends
to
to
move out
ruin
there.
a lot of lives. But apparently, some clinical psychologist lady said that the best way to get over bad decisions is to film yourself getting over those bad decisions and re-owning your life again. I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, so she's actually inciting and telling these young women to get out there, be like, go out in your bikini, get on camera, tell them you're not going to stop me from being me. And it's just the bad cycle of things happening again.
So let me see if I'm understand if I'm picking up what you're laying down.
Okay.
This woman is saying, "Hey, 22-year-old female that's probably had 6 abortions. You know that time that you got railed by
Attacked
6 guys? The solution to your shame is to
to
take
own it.
take off your top in public."
And in a matter of speaking, is don't let that ruin your social media life. That's the catchphrase she was using, the social media life. Don't let it ruin that for you, because these are the memories that will be digitally recorded for a lifetime.
This is part of a thing with me when it comes to how we raise young women, because there's a thing mostly through our lifetime. It wasn't as much with our parents, but like or our grandparents, whatever. But there's a thing where they talk about like we need to teach young women self confidence. Women need self
And
confidence.
I'm all for that.
I disagree with that 100%.
You don't think self-confidence is a good thing?
Not not in and of itself. I think if you have a small daughter, you need to teach her first and foremost self respect.
Well, that I agree with that. I agree with
Women
that
with
a lot.
self confidence take their tops off in public. Women with self respect become doctors and lawyers and shit.
Just decent people. Yeah.
That too. But I'm not saying like we all could use self. Gator, sometimes Gator lacks in self confidence. I hate to break the spell.
What? Gator?
I hate to
What?
I hate to end the myth here and there, but but we can all use self confidence. But
I
and
gotta
it,
hold on. I gotta put that in my phone real quick.
but it is funny coming from me. Many of the things that I've done for me to talk about self respect, but in a way I do because I am almost impossible to embarrass. Um, my boss the other day, we had the drone. I had my drone in the air, and my drone over water, it'll just drop out of the air. And I wanted to get to a shot, and I was like, I was putting, I was like, oh, do I want to keep going? And he basically called me a bitch. He's like, "Where's your balls at?" And I was like, that doesn't work with me. Like, there's nothing you can do to shame Gator. Like, that is not how this works. But no, self respect. I'm a big believer in that, and like all these like look,
Well,
um,
I think whether you're a man or a woman, I think, and it's going to come across like I'm going to sound like I'm an old guy. It's not that I'm an old guy.
I mean you
It's
are.
that I I was raised right.
That's true.
That it was you don't air your dirty laundry in a matter of speaking. Uh, you believe in yourself, respect yourself enough, and don't let other people take advantage of you at any point in time as much as you can. It is hard. That is one of the hardest things to because a lot of people are people pleasers. They want to please people, but in this world of what we're doing now, the computers and the videos and stuff, it can be lost because a lot of people don't have or haven't found their own identity anymore. They don't know who they are. So this is all they have. And I think it does affect men, but I think it's easily more so with women at times because I think I am not. Thank gosh, I'm not. I've got enough problems as is, but I couldn't imagine running around being a woman being that confused about everything else because you're getting yelled at from every direction. People telling you who you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to
I
be,
don't know.
how you're supposed to act.
I think you're underestimating this generation's men. I think if we're talking about our generation, maybe, but I think men are more confused these days than women
Oh no, I mean the newer generation men, yeah, they're freaking confused because there's
because
there's
they're
idea
bitches.
uh,
They're soft.
the idea of identity is a blanketed thing. I mean, whether you're am I totally this? Am I totally that? Do I go this way? Do I go that way? It should be even a question. It's about who you are. Just be who you are. Be happy. We're all finding ourselves right now. You're finding yourself. What makes you happy?
I'm being Gator.
You're being Gator. I'm being Rum. Just be who you are. Who
You've
the
always been
fuck
wrong.
everybody else?
As long as we've known each other north of a decade now,
Yeah,
maybe
at
not much
least.
more. And you're pretty unwavering. You've never quite. I've never seen a
No,
big
I'll
shift in your personality.
no, I'll shank a fool. Yeah.
And on that note, actually I'll share one more thing really quick because it we our friend Wayne sends me Instagram reels. He might have sent you this one too. I don't know.
I haven't.
Um,
I don't know.
he sends a lot of reels. People don't really look at them, but it was this woman who was talking about recycling urine, and so
It's a
she,
diuretic.
well, she was saying basically drink a glass of your own urine, and then don't eat or drink anything else, and then with whatever comes out of that, then drink that. And he sent this to me, and first of all, I was horrified. Secondly, I was like, Rum, Do you know what kind of reels I get? Do you know what kind of Instagram reels are in my algorithm?
No, I have puppy algorithms.
I do too, technically. Big ass titties.
Oh, those are different puppies.
Yes, Instagram knows what Gator likes. Gator likes big ass titties, and so I get big ass titties all day long. And so I said, Dwayne, I get big ass titties. What the fuck are you looking at? That this popped up in your feed? What are you doing? Should I be
What?
should I be taking my godson from you? Should I be concerned? And he said, I don't know. I don't know what I look at, but yeah.
But that's weird. There's a couple things, and then one I want to come back to. That's something that you said earlier.
Okay.
Okay, so before we stop,
Was it big
yeah,
ass
the P.
titties?
Well, the P thing. The P
Yeah.
thing is okay. First, it made it sound like before you try anybody else's pee, try your own. Like you're looking for a bouquet in this,
Again, we should be
like
making
it's a fine wine.
commercials.
I, that, but they were doing that years ago to drink, to lose weight. That was a
Right.
weight loss thing.
That's
Gross.
still around. I remember Kesha,
Yes,
the
it's called
pop singer.
astronauts. They drink their own pee. People, they drink pee. What do you think they're drinking? There's no freaking freshwater source in space. They're drinking pee.
They,
And you know what's really gross is
they
it's the
go
first
they
3 weeks later, it's still that same pee.
they go up there with supplies, right?
Pee. No, they're drinking pee. It's a pee thing. Ain't nothing but a pee thing, baby.
Oh my god.
But
All right, no, we're done. No. That was too far. That's
secondly, what happened there? Now that just got creepy.
my light went out.
You got creepy.
The
That's
battery
weird.
the battery's letting us know that it's time. The battery agreed with me. That
And the other thing is when you said women, like if you have a little woman in your life, were you talking about dwarves and midgets?
I mean, ideally, I'd be down for that.
Okay, well there we go. Okay, now we can end it.
I would like a little maiden.
A little what?
A little maiden.
A maiden?
Yeah, because
Like
a,
like
a
like
little
in like a
one.
peasant dress?
Cause she.
Hello.
So first of all, I love I love peasant blouses.
You
Second of
love
all,
pleasant bottoms.
I
What?
do that too. Secondly, like they would just make it look so big. So on that note, uh, I've been Gator. You can find all of my books on Amazon under Adam Santino, and you are.
I'm Rum, and you can find my books under J. Powell Shepik on Amazon, Books and Noble, places like that. Just Google A State of Awakening.
Yep. You can request it at your local library. You can do it all
Yeah,
kinds
now
of
you can.
places.
Yeah.
So this has been fun. This has been our first like full episode where we talk
It's
about
crazy.
silly shit, and this is gonna. We might do another one soon, but this is basically gonna be a monthly show. This is just for us to hang out and talk about dumb shit, which is
I have
what we
to
like to
say
do.
something though. There's a creepy shadow standing right behind you.
Yeah, there is. There is.
Saying spooky.
It's my lover. Um, he says hi. So anyway,
Hello.
so we've been the dumb animals, and we don't have a sign off. So thank you and good night.
Pull my finger.